Hello students, welcome back. I am Rinkesh sir, and today our topic is variation in gravitational acceleration with latitude. In our previous video, we have seen the topic of variation in gravitational with the altitude as well as with the depth from the surface of the earth. And today, let's see how the value of g varies with latitude. Variation in effective G with latitude. Okay. Now let's consider this figure as Earth. Okay. Now consider a body of mass m at point P. Okay. I am taking a point P here. Point P of mass m. Consider body of mass m at P. It is located on the surface of the Earth at latitude lambda. Okay, so if I take the effective latitude, if I take this as the latitude at point P. Okay, now first let's select the axis. Okay, this is the axis along which the earth rotates. So this latitude, if I consider is at lambda, that means this angle will be lambda. Okay, and this will be the radius of that latitude. Okay, I can consider this radius as r. This angle will be also equal to lambda. Okay, now see, as the body moves over a circular path of radius r. Okay, here body means body of at the point P, that is of mass m, that moves over a circular path, over a circular path of radius r. So what will happen when a body moves circularly? A centrifugal force acts on it. So the centrifugal force acting on it, that is centrifugal force, that is I will write down Fc, that will be equal to mv square by r. Okay, now if this where v is the linear velocity, if I want to compare it, if I want to take this velocity into rotational component, then v equal to r omega. So this will be m instead of v, r square omega square upon r. This will get cancelled. I can write down because v equal to r omega. So Fc will be equal to, just a minute, student, m r omega square r. So the centrifugal force will be equal to m omega square r. Now what will be the direction of this centrifugal force? Centrifugal force that acts outward. See, now this is rotating in this way. Okay, the body of mass m at P rotate in this way along this latitude. Okay, so centrifugal force is outside. This is centrifugal force. Okay, so the effective component, okay, if the effective component, if I take this point as O, the center of the earth, let's take this point as O. Okay, so if I take the direction of OP, means the effective component of centrifugal force radially outward, will this angle will be lambda, so this will be F C cos towards OP in the direction outward, means I can take normally to the surface of the earth. Okay, I can take normally to the surface of the earth, that is acting outside, and this FC cos lambda I can write out m omega square r cos lambda. That is the force acting outward. Okay. Now, what is the gravitational force? Okay. See, if I name this point as R, okay, then this force will be acting, or force acting along force acting along PR. This will be equal to m omega square R cos lambda. Clear? Now, what is the gravitational force? Gravitational force acts towards the center of the earth. Right? Force acts towards the center of the earth. So that will be towards O, PO. Clear? So gravitational force will be acting in this direction. Fg, and that will be equal to mge. GE, that is 9.8. Okay. So the gravitational force Fg, that will be equal to mge, and that is towards PO. So see, now here you can see both the forces are in exactly opposite direction, that is towards PR and towards PO. So now see, the gravitational acceleration will not be equal to GE, because the resultant, there is not only a single resultant force like gravitational force, it is acted by two forces, gravitational force and centrifugal force. So I will write down the resultant force, that will be equal to ma. I can write down resultant force F, that is equal to mass into acceleration, right? That will be equal to mass into acceleration, or else I can write it now mg dash, where g dash will be the effective gravitational acceleration. Okay, I can write down what is g dash: effective gravitational acceleration, not GE. It is the effective gravitational acceleration as the resultant force due to both centrifugal force and gravitational force. So I can write down that the resultant force will be equal to Fg minus Fc. Here the gravitational force is higher, so I am writing Fg minus Fc. So what is Fg? That is mge minus Fc, that is m omega square R cos lambda. And resultant force we have taken as mg dash. So m gets cancelled. So the effective gravitational acceleration will be equal to ge minus omega square R cos lambda. Okay. Now see, if I extrapolate this triangle. Okay, see, let's take this point as Q. If I take this triangle OPQ, this is the radius, that is radius of the latitude. Okay, this is radius of the earth, right? OP, that is radius of the earth. Clear? And this angle is lambda. So what will be cos lambda? That will be adjacent upon hypotenuse. So R is equal to RE cos lambda. So this will be equal to GE minus omega square. Instead of R, I can write down RE cos lambda into cos lambda cos square lambda. This is the effective acceleration. If I want to take GE common, means, or G dash will be equal to, if I take GE common, then 1 minus omega square RE cos square lambda upon GE. Okay, upon G, because we cannot take GE common here. So see, GE into 1, GE. GE into minus omega square RE cos lambda upon GE will get cancelled. Okay, so this will be the effective gravitational acceleration with latitude. Clear? So this is about variation in effective G with latitude. Now let's take two different cases. Okay, let's take two different cases. First at equator and second at poles. Okay, case 1 at equator. Now at equator, we know it's 0 degree latitude. So lambda is equal to 0. So cos lambda, that is cos 0, that is equal to 1. Clear? So at that time, the value of g dash will be equal to ge into 1 minus omega square re by ge. So here g dash will have minimum value. Okay, g dash will have minimum value. The value of gravitational acceleration at equator is minimum, because 1 minus this, it will be less than 1, so the answer will be less than g. Clear? Now case 2, if I take poles. Okay, case 2, let's take at poles. Case 2 at poles. Now at poles, lambda is equal to 90 degree. So what does that mean? That means that cos lambda cos 90 is equal to 0. So the whole term omega square re by ge cos square lambda, that will be equal to 0. So at that place g dash will be equal to ge. Okay, that is gravitational acceleration of the earth, that is 9.8. Clear? So this is maximum. So gravitational acceleration is minimum at equator and it is maximum at poles. Moreover, the radius of Earth at the poles is less. We know that Earth is not a complete sphere, right? Even you can see in this figure. At equator, the radius is higher, and at it poles, this is lesser. Clear? So also this results in increase in the value of g dash. So the gravitational acceleration at poles is slightly higher compared to that equator. Clear? So this was about the variation in effective G with latitude. Okay? So just note down this topic. Okay, students. So that's it for today. Thank you. Here we had completed the topic of gravitational acceleration. We have seen changes in with height. We have seen changes with depth. Today it was changes with altitude.